Hey, welcome back to the Brew channel. I'm Mike.
And I'm Joey.
And after 2 months, we are finally back from that hiatus. So I hope you're excited to brew this tropical cream ale with us. So sit back and relax and we'll show you how it's done.
Okay, so on today's episode, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need 7.5 pounds of pale malts, 2-row Briess, 2.5 pounds of flaked corns, 1 pound and 4 ounces of Vienna Malt, dry ale yeast S05. We need 1.25 ounces of Mosaic hops, 1 ounce of Dorado hops, and a 1/2 ounce of Citra hops. Okay, so we're going to need a few things. A mixing spoon, strainer, 1 measuring container, 1 12-quart stock pot, a spray bottle for easy sanitation.
We're also going to need our hydrometer, our fermenter, our wort chiller, thermometer. This is our sanitizer, and this is what we'll be using for our cleaning. We'll also be needing our airlock and temperature control. This is all through Anvil. And alongside that, we're going to be using the InkBird, and pretty much what this is going to do, we're going to have our pump inside of a cooler, which is going to allow cold water to circulate through here anytime the temperature is above 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And last but not least, we're going to also be using the Anvil foundry for this brew. Alrighty, so we got our strike temperature on the Anvil up to 157 degrees Fahrenheit with 6 gallons of water. At 100%, that took about an hour. So we're going to go ahead, and before we mash in, we're going to mix up all our grains. So as we're pouring it in slowly, we're not going to get as many clumps. So I'm going to be the one doing the mashing, and Joey's going to do some mixing for us. We're going to make sure, actually, let's just cut the power. So as we're mashing in, we can make sure that the temperature is actually dropping. We're expecting it to be about 152. All right, so now that we mashed in, we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn to our mash temperature, which is going to be 152. So as you can see, that by adding in the grains, we did end up dropping to 151. So we're going to move that up 1 degree. And then we're going to turn our power to about 50%. And then finally, we're going to let this steep for about 10 minutes. So once we start our circulation, we're going to try to help it not get stuck.
Okay, so now we're going to start circulation. We already gave this a quick stir, and we're going to set up the pump. So we're going to open the valve, and then we're going to turn on the power here. And what we want here is a slow to medium pour. Okay. Yeah, about right there. Okay, and for the power, we want to set it between 50 to 80%. Let's do 60. And the reason we want it between 60 to 80% is because we don't want the fan constantly running. And 20 minutes left into the hour, we're going to set up our sparge water, and that's going to be at 170 degrees.
So we hit 170 and then we let it do a rest for 10 minutes, which this is going to allow for the sugars to get loosened up. So as we're doing our sparge, it's easier to let them rinse out. So we went ahead, we had the pipe already drained through, and we're going to go ahead and start slowly pouring this down.
Okay, so we have reached a boil temperature of 212, and we're going to put our first set of hops. The entire boiling process will be for 1 hour, and the first set of hops will be Mosaic. We're going to put in 3/4 of an ounce in there. For the Mosaic hops, the aromas are berry, citrus, stone fruit, and tropical. At the last 15 minutes of the boil, we're going to put in our Citra hops. We're only putting in a 1/2 ounce. The aroma flavors are citrus, stone fruit, tropical, and woody. Add our wort chiller 15 minutes left into the boil. And for today's brew, we're adding a Whirlfloc clarifier at the last 15 minutes of the boil. And we're also adding yeast nutrients at the last 10 minutes of the boil. The last 5 minutes of the boil, we're putting in another ½ ounce of the Mosaic hops. Okay, now that the boil is over, we're going to first turn off the unit, and anything touching the wort from this point on, we want to make sure we sanitize. And we're going to bring down the temperature to between 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And the reason why is because we don't want to kill the yeast.
Alrighty, so we finally got our wort down to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to go ahead and transfer it into our fermenter. So now that we got it into our fermenter, we're going to go ahead and take a quick gravity reading. Our OG is 1.062. And now we're going to get ready to pitch the yeast. So the first thing I'm going to want to do, I'm going to sanitize the package. And then I'm going to toss it in. And we're ready to give this a quick shake. This is aerating. That basically means we're going to shake this up for about a minute. This is going to add oxygen to the wort, and at a high level, this is allowing the yeast to grow and multiply so that the new yeast can eat up the sugar, and it's basically going to create the alcohol. But I do want to give you a quick warning. If you shake this for too long, this may cause oxidation, which essentially would give your beer some off flavors, something kind of like wet cardboard, stale cardboard. So just make sure that you're not shaking for too long. So we just finished pitching our yeast. So we're going to go ahead and set this up to our temperature control from the Anvil family, which then also connects to our InkBird. So this will sit for about 2 weeks. And after that's done, we're going to go ahead and bottle condition. And that will sit for about another 2 weeks. And we're pretty much going to be done, ready to go. Throw it in the fridge. And after a day after the fridge, we'll be able to drink it. Okay, so we're going to start dry hopping our 1 ounce of El Dorado directly into the fermenter for the dry hopping. This is going to happen 9 days in, and we're going to let this sit for the remainder of the 5 days.
Sometime later.
Alright, so I think it is time to try our tropical ale. This is actually probably needs a couple more days of bottle conditioning, so hopefully... Oh, perfect. All right, so step 1, it didn't explode on us. So since it is a cream ale, it should be very clear, but we didn't give it its full time to really clear up. So let's see.
That was a nice golden color.
Look at all that carbonation. Alrighty.
Alright, sir. I like the golden color. It looks like honey.
Ooh, that smells really tropical.
It smells like honey. This looks like honey.
It smells like, I don't know, pineapple to me.
I smell more of like grapefruit.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I don't need a lot of grapefruit.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers.
It does have like a citrus flavor to it, but it's not overwhelming. It's more mellow. It's good.
Definitely not my favorite flavor. It's a little hoppy. I don't really like hoppy beers. I like more malty. You want to give it a try, Joe?
It almost like you can almost there's like this aftertaste, like you really taste the alcohol.
I feel like I really taste the grapefruit in this, and I am really not a fan of grapefruit. It doesn't taste bad, like there's anything wrong with it, like it was made bad, but
I like it. I like beers like this. I think it's definitely more in the mellow side when it comes to that grapefruit citrus flavor. Yeah, for me, this is a good like summer beer.
Okay. I don't know if I would make this again for myself. It's just not my style. Is this something that you would brew again?
Oh yeah, I for me personally, yes. Yeah, I would definitely. Yeah, I like beers like this. I think they're good.
All right. Well, what would you rate it on a scale of 1 through 5 then?
I give it a good like 4.25. Wait, what was the scale?
5.
4.25.
I'm gonna go lower. It's hard. I hate judging stuff based off of not the quality, but more of the flavor. But that's the first thing you really notice, at least for me. If I was at a brewery and I ordered this, because I do love cream ales, and this is what they gave me, if I pulled out, what is that, the Untapped app? Yeah, this is at the lower end. I would give this like a 3. I'm not a fan, so you guys Hopefully you both enjoy, because there's a ton of this that is sitting in the basement ready to go.
It almost tastes like an IPA, a more mellow IPA.
Yeah, 100%. So if you enjoyed watching how we made this, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Audio hot.
Hot marker. Clickety clack. Hold on. Clickety clack. Don't smoke crack. All right.
And this will go for 45 minutes.
1 hour.
Oh, fuck.